Good morning.
Derailed.
Yeah.
Derailed.
Right from the beginning, right?
Did you know we changed the name of the show?
Yeah.
Welcome to Derailed.
This is
And-
officially, I guess, the first episode of Derailed.
Yeah, I think so.
Friday was sort of like an episode 0.
Yeah, it's like an announcement episode.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is, if you noticed, David Wagner sometimes beneath it, and he made it. The first
He
one.
made it today.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
made the first
David's
one.
here.
I wasn't here for the Friday one with the
Right.
yeah,
But that's okay. You made the
sometimes
first one.
I'm here. I like that in the
Yeah.
intro. So
You know, we have to qualify because you're a busy guy. So you
true.
can, you can
Yeah.
only be here sometimes.
yeah,
You know.
because sometimes I won't be here.
Right. It happens.
Thus,
No
the
big deal.
qualification.
Yes. What y'all do this weekend?
I did a bunch of work stuff.
Did you?
Yeah. I actually went with our photog Shelby to check out a wildfire.
Oh,
Oh.
the big grass fire, huh?
Yeah.
At the ranch,
Yeah.
the 7 ranch.
70.
Nice.
70. That's right. Yeah.
Nice.
Because one weekend I guess, they had decided not to send her to a wildfire that said it was 95% contained. Because they were like, it's going to be done.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we talked about that one.
And then it ended up
Yeah.
burning another...
Burning a few thousand acres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we've had 3 or 4 wildfires here in the past.
There've been a couple-
Obviously,
yeah,
as
a couple
dry as we
weekends.
are, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's.
I think burn ban is back in effect.
It's
if
it is
it's
back in
not, the
effect.
county
There's
commissioners will be
definitely a
doing
burn ban.
that at their next meeting.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's the burn ban is back in effect. In fact, they did a controlled burn.
Oh, and they did a very nice controlled burn. That was last week, if
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
correctly. So.
Yeah, there's some really cool drone footage of that burn up on our site.
And a lot of people thought it was a grass fire when they saw the smoke originally. So.
Yep.
I sure thought it was a grass fire when I
Yeah, he called me when he
I,
left, and he was like, "Hey,
Hey, I'm going to this
headed
grass fire."
headed to a grass fire." I was like, "All right,
was.
let me know."
Well, I left and I saw the smoke on the horizon. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm gonna check that out. Looked like it was right behind, not Twin Buttes, but there's the other long one on like the other side of 67.
Oh
from
yeah,
Twin
yeah,
Buttes,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It looked like it was behind that. It was. Just
And it was.
a number of miles behind that.
Yes.
It's funny how smoke can make a distance seem a lot shorter than it actually is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. No, so this weekend, Friday, obviously I was out, but part of that was because I had a dear friend of mine and I guess somewhat of the station back in the day, Sean Baxter, trooper, here with our DPS for years, still a trooper, but just not in the public information. Justin Baker took that over. But Sean Baxter's daughter got married, and they'd asked me
cool.
to DJ the wedding, so I was
nice.
DJing the wedding Friday afternoon, evening.
Fun.
Yes, it was hot outside.
I bet. And where was it?
Hot. It was at the new little venue, Cielo Vista Cielo Rosa is how they say it. Out there in Cristobal.
Yeah,
Across, you know, the vineyards on one side and Cielo Rosa's on the other. So a lot of folks out there. That's a great little venue too if you're looking for a place.
toasty until that sun goes down.
Yeah,
though.
it was warm outside for sure. But then inside, it was nice and AC'd. So once we
Nice.
got the ceremony over and got inside, everybody was a lot happier.
and
was
we
good.
can live.
Yeah.
And then Saturday night, my wife and I actually got to go with our dear friends, the Frizzels, Brian and Michelle, who, of course, their daughter Haley was one of the ones who passed away in that San Marcos fire over a year ago. But the B Theater melodrama that they're doing right now, the
Yeah,
beguiling
popcorn
bootlegger.
Yeah.
You get to go to the theater and throw popcorn at the actors and
So much fun.
talk smack to
That
them
is
and
fun.
everything
Yeah,
else.
that's
It was,
great.
it was a great time.
Did you
So-
throw any of them off their game?
Oh, I don't know if I threw any of them off my game. A couple of them I think were thrown off that I was in the audience because my
They were
name,
like, "Wait a
my name
second."
came out a couple of times in the production. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not in the script.
Like, I think they're ad-libbing
But yeah,
now.
they ad-libbed a little bit.
Straight
And they had a good time.
ad-libbing.
But it was a lot of fun to watch them and watch that production and throw some popcorn and have a good time with the
That's a lot of
Frizzels.
fun.
And obviously they dedicate that melodrama every year to Haley since she passed away. So
Right.
because she was
Yeah,
a big
that's
theater
good.
kid and everything
Right.
else. So
That is good.
That does sound like a fun show.
it was great. It
Yeah,
was really
so
fun.
I had another weekend of doing nothing,
Man, congratulations.
and it was phenomenal. That's
course, it's always
2 in a
phenomenal.
row.
So now
Can you
have
believe that?
You have a hole in your couch from where
Yeah, pretty much. There's just a little indentation.
where your butt's been
right
laying
there.
all weekend long.
Yeah. My mother-in-law was in, so the wife and mother-in-law were doing stuff and taking the kiddo to the pool and doing
Nice.
everything and having fun. So
Nice.
yeah, I just kicked back and watched movies.
Didn't have to hide in the bathroom for that alone time.
Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, it was really good.
Look at all these people watching. Hey,
Yeah,
Rebecca.
we got.
How
Hey,
are you
Rebecca.
today?
Hi.
My brother's also watching.
Oh,
Ah.
hi, Jeff's brother.
Juan Carlos.
Do you have to say it that way when you say his name?
I don't know, but
He's like,
what you
yes,
want
I
to do
do.
today.
And
Okay.
you will too.
Good time.
Yeah. So again, I'm just I'm enjoying every minute of these weekends because they're few and far between.
Yeah.
As you know, it doesn't happen
Yeah,
a lot.
Because we're going to be busy this weekend with the station. We have our Clear the Shelters
We
event
do.
coming up.
it's
Yep.
going to be very
For
busy.
KSAN, clearing
We
the
do.
shelters, hopefully getting pets adopted left and right. Who's buying a dog?
I am not.
Well, you don't even have to.
You don't even
get
you
one.
have to go
Yeah.
get one.
Oh,
No,
you don't
not.
have to buy a dog. Okay.
But here's the deal. If you watch later and check out the homepage later, we'll have a story up about how Paws has changed their adoption process.
Oh.
So it's different than the way it used to be. User friendly, I guess. It's a little easier, a little quicker
Hey, that's
than
good.
it has been. Yeah, so it's a great deal. So check back the homepage later and you can see all about how that's changed.
Nice.
And then, of course, like you said, yeah, Clear the Shelters is coming up this weekend, 10 to 6, I believe. We'll be out there. You can come hang out with us. Some of us, most of us, will be out there. Yeah, and if you want a pet, come get one.
And your brother said, yes, you have to say his name that way.
yeah.
Yes,
love it.
you will address me in that way.
Juan Carlos.
If we're with my mom, that's how it's said.
Nice.
When he was growing up, going to school, all his friends just called him One. Hey, One.
Hey, Juan.
What's up, Juan? Is that because y'all in
that's
West
good.
Texas? Is
Yeah,
that it?
that's pretty much exactly
Good.
it.
All right, well, let's get into it here. National days. What do we have? National Middle Child Day.
Hey, I'm a middle child.
You are a middle child.
So you have a younger and an older, huh?
Yeah.
How is that being a middle child?
I guess it's okay. I mean,
Didn't really have a lot of choice in it.
my big brother was
Is Juan Carlos older or younger?
he's younger.
He's
He's
baby.
the younger.
So we get along, Juan, because I'm the baby too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the younger of it.
Do you guys even consider your middle siblings?
I don't have a middle.
You know
I just
what?
have an
Speak to
older
them.
one. I just have an older.
They're just non-existent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
They're literally non-existent for us. Yeah, I just have an
Jeez.
older brother.
I'm the baby, so I got everything I wanted.
so each of my brothers and I are about 6.5 years apart. All pretty evenly spaced. So that was interesting because I know a lot of people who had siblings that were all like 2-3 years apart. You know.
Yeah.
And we were 6 years apart, so there was enough of a difference between
Mine's
us.
5. I'm 5 years from my older brother.
Yeah.
Yep. How old are? What's the difference in yours?
We're three
Three
years
apart?
Mhm.
3 apart. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, 6.5 spread out pretty evenly.
Yeah.
There you go. What else do we have here? Ooh, National Vinyl Records Day.
Oh, man.
Got any vinyl?
I do somewhere.
Do you?
I don't know where the vinyl is that I have, but I do have it. So
You
it's
know,
probably
I'm-
melted in my garage, to be honest.
I'm gonna come right out and say it. And there's gonna be some people that hate me for this, but I've never been one of those people that I guess have been able to hear the sound quality or difference. You know, when they're
vinyl?
like,
The
"Oh
white
my
noise?
gosh." Well, you know, people say it all the time, and they're like, "No, you can just hear the difference between digital and analog the way that it used to be, like
Right.
vinyl
Right.
or on tape." They're like, "Oh, there's just no better sound." And I mean, I hate to be that guy, but I just can't hear it.
What if?
I
what
don't
about?
know.
What
Can
about-
you hear the difference?
Oh, yeah.
You can.
Yes.
Yeah. I
I
just.
mean, they must mean there's no better recorded sound, because if you're in the room with the band, it's bound to be better than a record.
yeah. But yeah. That's it. The recorded sound, right? So there
Yeah.
will be people that are diehard. No, there's no better sound than vinyl, and it's like it just sounds old and scratchy to me.
Yeah.
You know.
It was
I don't-
crazy to me being a DJ because, like, when obviously CDs first came out and we started using those all the time as opposed to records or cassettes I'm
Or
dating
8 tracks.
myself, yeah. But whenever we did that, I would every once in a while be at a wedding and play out, you know, an album, vinyl,
Right.
and I could always tell the people in the room that could hear the white noise, and they would kind of like. It was almost like a,
Perk up a little bit.
It was like a groundhog. They just like kind of
What
popped
is
up
that?
and what is that? And then like a few minutes later they'd come up and they'd be like, "Hey, that song you played a little while ago." I was like, "Yes, it was on."
It was
the
on
album.
vinyl.
It was
Yes,
white.
it
I
was-
knew I heard white noise, and I was like, "I like you because obviously you."
So there,
hear that
maybe
kind of
maybe
stuff.
I can hear it. I just haven't really
You can
known the difference.
You can
or
hear
known
the
what
beginning.
they're talking about. Right.
When they put it on, it's obviously crackling and making
Right.
all sorts of stuff. My brother says, "Get the lead out." So I'm guessing you're talking about Led Zeppelin.
Probably.
Yeah.
If he's not,
We'll find out in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, when that catches
He'll
up
say
with
something
us.
else,
Yeah,
right?
when that catches up, he'll
He's
let
like,
us know.
"No."
He's like, that's not at all what I was talking about. Yeah, so there you go, National Vinyl Record Day. Ooh, National Julian Fries Day.
Not my favorites.
Don't know what it's referring to.
Julian fries.
Yeah.
What are they?
I think
I don't think I've ever
I
had
really
them,
like
to be honest.
regular fries a lot better. Let's look this up so you
What
guys
was
can
the-
see a picture
The
of
joke about the old thing that they sold on TV. It slices and dices. It makes Julian fries. That was the thing that I just said.
Yeah, so
the chopper
know.
or something.
Julian
I
fries are
remember.
like the really, really thin ones.
So like potato straws.
Maybe.
Oh, like a
maybe,
shoestring
maybe
potato?
actually,
Shoestring
some of these
fries, there you
pictures,
go.
some of these
Is that what
pictures
it
are a
is?
little more like,
It's not like a ribbon
just
fry.
like McDonald's fries. So maybe I'm wrong, but some of these
don't
pictures,
know.
I'm just gonna take mine.
If anybody out there knows what a Julian fry is.
There you go.
So,
So some of them look like McDonald's fries, but some of them look
Well, yeah.
like the canned fry sticks.
Oh yeah, like the ones you sprinkle on top of.
okay. Yeah, shoestring, a.k.a. Julian fries. So, but
Green bean
But
that's
these
casserole.
just
not
look
right,
like
though.
regular-
Those are just McDonald's fries.
Yeah, they just look
Straight
like
up.
McDonald's fries.
Which McDonald's fries are phenomenal.
They're okay.
But
They're
I
alright.
do not like shoestring potatoes. That's just gross.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it.
Crispy shoestring fries.
Nope.
Sadness in a
Sadness in a
in
can.
a paper cone.
Uh-huh.
If somebody's serving them like that, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so they would be Freddy's fries.
I guess, yeah.
I guess Freddy's fries
Freddy's
would be
frozen custard, yeah.
technically Julian
Shameless
fries.
plug. That's what they did in the melodrama all Saturday night.
That's
Anytime
funny.
that they did that, they would mention all their sponsors and they would all stop and shameless plug.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I hate to misplug you there, but that's why I don't go to Freddy's a lot because I don't care for their fries.
Freddy's.
Really?
Yeah, they're too thin.
Get yourself sorted.
Yeah. Get some steak fries.
No.
A whole
You
potato.
want to go to Red Robin. Shameless plug.
Steak fries also make me sad.
It's like a steak, but potato.
It's all just soft and dry in the middle.
Okay, speaking of derailed, let's not
what
go
a
there.
sad life. It's as sad as being a middle child today.
Oh, wow.
Man, shut up!
So what was the worst thing about being the middle child for you?
Did you notice being the middle child growing up and you're like, ugh, my middle child life,
I think our childhood was a little bit different than a lot of kids.
right?
It wasn't a matter of one child getting more attention than the others. My big brother.
They just equally hated all three of you?
I'd say my big brother was kind of a problem child. And then,
All right.
then my little brother sort of emulated that in some ways
Yeah.
during childhood. So I was,
So you were the regular one, the
I
normal
mean,
one
more or less.
that they didn't have to
but-
worry about as much,
Yeah, we were all pretty smart kids.
right?
I didn't realize how smart my little brother was until a few.
Are you saying that just because he's watching the show today?
No, it
Is
was
that what
it
you're
was
saying?
just that he was even more hyperactive than I was. Just like, holy crap, the amount of energy he had and the amount of trouble that he got into.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Life
It's
lesson.
definitely better in adulthood.
See, all I think of when you talk about middle child is the Brady Bunch.
Marsha.
Yeah,
Marsha.
Marsha.
She was the one complaining about Marsha, right?
Yeah. So, Jan.
Can't even remember her name.
Jan Brady, the middle Brady.
The middle Brady. We never
Yeah.
remember the middle Brady.
Yeah, because Cindy had the annoying lisp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. The only one in curls. And the only one that goes to a speech therapist. Cindy
So
Brady.
mean.
Yeah. Marsha. There you go. Middle child day.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right.
That's it. It was literally that boring.
Uh,
Nothing good today.
jeez.
What a
I'm
day.
gonna remember that, Cody.
He's like, fine.
Man.
I get what you're doing here. We got some
Hey,
kind of fun
William
this day in
Mackenzie's
histories.
joining just in time for this day in history.
Oh, all right.
That's an old friend
Hi,
of mine.
William. How are you?
Good.
Very into history.
Good to see you
Oh,
today.
well then maybe we'll have something that piques the interest a little bit.
Yeah.
So, American actress Lauren Bacall, who's known for her portrayals of provocative women who did their soft core underneath a layer of hard-edged pragmatism.
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 That's the word.
It's easy. Reading's hard.
Gosh,
Reading's
it was hard. It threw me for a loop there. Died.
Lauren Bacall
in New
died
York.
today.
Yeah,
What year?
2014.
Wow.
It's been
So I remember Lauren Bacall in The Shootist
I don't.
with John Wayne. John Wayne movie.
I don't really like John Wayne, so.
I
know.
I forgot. We had this
speaking of
discussion.
derailed.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had this discussion a while
you might
back.
get railroaded saying that kind of stuff in West Texas.
West Texas.
So I guess. I mean, man, you know what I sure would like is a super robotic, weird actor.
See, even William said howdy. He's from West Texas.
Howdy.
like
Howdy, William.
That's funny.
What else here? American television producer and talk show host Merv Griffin, who hosted the long-running series The Merv Griffin Show and was the creator of two television's most successful game shows, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, died
Yeah. 2
in
deaths.
2007.
Is this about to be also? Did John Lennon also die today?
No.
All right.
This
It usually
is
comes in threes, right?
Lordy.
Yeah. So John Lennon apologized for saying that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. Remember that?
I do.
Remember that comment? Yeah.
Um,
So that comment clearly sparked protests
yeah,
and burning
I think
of the albums.
The other thing is that I don't think that's exactly what they said. I think I read something about that.
That it was
When they talked about-
misinterpreted?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot further story to
Right.
that. Yeah.
But he
And-
apologized anyway. 'Cause
Right,
it was,
and it came out, and yeah, he was talking about that, and it's not as cut and dry
Yeah,
as that
it's
makes
not like
it
they were
seem.
like,
yeah, he's not.
you know
like,
what?
We're
You know
more
what we don't
popular than
like?
Jesus. It's like, well, I mean,
Easy pull.
yeah. As a matter of fact, your album kind of was at that time. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of following there, buddy.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, there's a lot more to it.
I
You
do
go
kind
look
of
it up.
wonder if that's half of the success of Game of Thrones, is how many people have that sort of.
Following.
No, that accent.
yeah.
That accent. Could be.
You mean the Kevin Costner Robin Hood accent?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, that's
there,
like
not-
4 minutes of
non-existent.
Cockney accent. That's just
And just to derail us
Amazing.
even more, Beatles or Stones?
neither.
Neither.
Sure. I'm up for both. It's-
Man, yeah, I don't know. I like
different era for
I
you.
like both.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've never been like, oh, the Beatles are so good.
So much more.
Right.
than someone
there
else.
have definitely been times in my life when after high school, I listened to a lot of the Beatles because I had a lot of friends who listened to a lot of the Beatles, and there were always discussions about them being the greatest band of all time and all this.
Sure. I probably like Paul McCartney as a solo artist.
I really enjoy Wings.
Yeah. As
Better than
more
But I
than
think-
the Beatles themselves.
I think
yeah.
I really like Wings because.
But do you think that's generational for you? Just
Sure,
because obviously
absolutely.
you weren't around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think-
absolutely.
I think I really enjoy Wings because a lot of those songs were coming out right when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it was on the radio.
Yeah.
And then listening to it again as an adult, it hits some like weird limbic thing. You know what I mean? When you're just like,
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I've
like-
never been a huge Jagger fan.
Yeah, so the Stones just
Yeah, they just
not for
never
you.
really talked to me.
So talking about that always does that for me as well, because there are certain songs my mom used to listen to. I grew up in a trailer house, Fort Worth, Texas, and I remember my summers. We had a swamp cooler, so the windows were always open in the trailer because you're
Yeah.
trying to let the breeze
Yeah.
blow through
Right.
because it would get so humid in the house with the swamp cooler. But I remember very vividly there was a tree that I would climb right outside the window of the trailer, and I could climb up in that tree and look in the window if my mom was in the house cleaning or whatever on a Saturday afternoon, that sort of thing. But certain music, she listened to Easy 100 was the name of the radio station.
Sounds
I
phenomenal.
still remember it. And it was elevator music, but then they also played like Stevie Wonder, like I'm trying to think of the one song, My Sharia Moore.
Oh, nice.
So when I hear that song, I am in that tree,
Right.
looking in the
Looking through that
window,
window.
watching my mom clean
Yeah.
the house. I mean, it takes me there
Yeah,
automatically.
it's
I'm like,
amazing what what music can do and
Sound
what a
sounds.
song
And
specifically can do.
And that your
Yeah.
brain will take you to that
It just
place.
triggers it.
And
Yeah,
you're,
it's weird.
you're all of a sudden, I'm like 6, and I'm on a tree looking at my
Yeah.
mom in the house,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what?
Right.
Yep.
How does that memory come back that vivid? But it's
Don't know.
insane.
So here's something that's going to be right up your alley. 1961, today, East Germany began construction of the Berlin Wall,
That's right.
which served as a symbol of the Cold War, separating East Berlin from West Berlin until 1989.
And for William and Juan Carlos, since they're watching.
That's right.
If you didn't catch before, I'm going to Germany here in a little over a month.
Yeah.
For a German-American journalist exchange program. That's why Cody's referencing that.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a lot of history. I'm actually reading Berlin 1961, the book
that's
right
cool.
now. I'm not reading it, I'm not going to lie, because I'm not a good reader. So I'm
It's a
listening
book
to
on
it on
tape.
audiobooks.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I have
Yeah, it is.
audible.com, and I bought that book, and I've been listening to it in the car, which I really enjoy a lot more. I've always been an audiovisual guy as opposed to a actual book reader. There are several books that I have read.
Well, we were talking about reading books on Friday.
Yeah, I like to read.
Yeah.
But I like both. I really enjoy audiobooks because I like the way
The
I can
telling of the story.
Yeah, and I can sort of listen to different people perform things differently.
Sure. Because in your mind, when you're reading the book,
Right.
it's read a different way than what someone who's reading the book for an audible might portray it.
Right.
So,
you guys remember Bronson Pinchot?
yes.
Valky Bartakamus?
No.
From Perfect Strangers?
Well,
No. So that was
did he
maybe
play
a little
in?
bit before your time. He was in a couple of other things. He is an extremely successful audiobook narrator.
Oh, so he does those.
He does, and he's really, really good at it.
Nice.
Like, he's an exceptional voice actor. He just does things with his voice. That,
I wish
you
I
know.
could be a voice actor. That's what I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
reading
I mean,
books on
you've
tape,
got a
if
face
that
for
would
it.
be great.
You-
Yes,
you-
I do.
hey.
Thank you very much.
You've
Quit laughing, Alex.
he's got a face for audiobooks.
Yeah, he
does.
does.
No, but
I
you've got
think
a.
you
You
could
probably
do
got
it,
a
yeah.
good voice for voice
Yeah,
acting.
you've got that,
That or if I
DJ
retire,
radio
I'm gonna
voice.
I'm going to be the big voice guy for some television station somewhere.
You and Jeremy
just start
Bryant.
recording stuff in my basement. KLST.
So part of the reason I
Local
started
news
listening
first.
to audiobooks is because I was thinking about doing voice acting. And if you live in a small apartment in Brooklyn, that's a difficult thing to do. Because these microphones are sensitive.
And yeah, they can hear your neighbors next to. Shut up.
Yeah, everything happening on the street, in the building.
Sure.
And I was like, well, I could build a sound booth in my apartment that's roughly the size of this room.
Just get all that foam stuff, the audio.
Yeah,
just tape
just-
it.
Yeah.
Just wasn't
Or just
feasible
embrace
for
it.
me.
Just tell all your stories that have to do in a city
Just
like
forget it.
Brooklyn.
Do it in the park.
Yeah.
Then you
yeah,
have-
just do it in the park.
Then you don't have to play for the background track or pay for the background
Yeah,
tracks.
you've already got it.
The
You've already
that sound you need. So, look, there's Amanda.
Oh, man.
Amanda's
here.
watching.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Yeah, so what else here? 1955, German novelist and Nobel Prize winner Thomas Mann died. Near Zurich. So there's our third. Comes in threes.
There are,
Always comes in threes.
I mean, I would say as time goes on, you're going to find
more and more
this day in history, there are
going
gonna
to
be a lot of people die
Yeah,
that
because here, look, 1944, Joseph Kennedy Jr., U.S. naval pilot, son of Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., and brother of President John F. Kennedy, died
yeah.
in a plane crash. Yeah. Now it comes in fours.
Kennedys.
Got a lot of
they're-
dying.
they're the Kennedy curse, as they call it. I mean, that's just crazy. All the
It's
for one family to deal with all that.
Yeah, a lot.
That
What
could
else
be,
do we have
That
here?
could be a whole derailed topic one day for sure.
Yeah.
So, because I have so many friends that are
Death?
Kennedy. No, not death. people wish this show would die already.
no.
Like, how is this
no.
show
Come
not
on.
died?
It's been derailed.
man.
Can it just die too?
1881.
It's so
Right.
mean, man.
1881, American filmmaker Cecil B. DeMille, who's a cinema legend, known for using spectacle in such movies as The Ten Commandments, 1956, was born.
Hey,
So, the
1881.
antithesis there. You got some dying, some being born.
that's good.
Yeah.
Legends
nice.
all the time, right? And, Isaac Merritt Singer patented his sewing machine.
And look at that picture.
Formed I Am Singer and Company to market the product. Wow.
Wow, what year
Can
was
you
that?
That was 1851.
That's a
Imagine using that,
long
baby.
lasting company.
Now, and let's go ahead and derail and talk about that.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I want to, because obviously,
Hey, Chris.
How many people? Oh, is Chris watching? Hey, Chris. How many people still do that kind of thing? Like, I had to go take.
Still so?
Yes, exactly. Or alterations. That there's
Oh.
many. There are so many things out there that people don't do anymore.
Well,
These trades or whatnot.
You know, if there's anybody that's keeping them in business, it's
me.
you.
Because I busted 2 zippers out of my suit pants. And what's crazy is I lost 20 pounds, and yet then the zippers
So
decided
here's
to
the deal.
break.
I walked into his office. This is about
you
a month
knocked.
ago,
You
2 months ago.
knocked
Yeah,
'cause
I
the door
knocked,
was
and he
closed.
said, "Hey, I don't have any pants on." And I was like, "Oh, classic David." I walked in. He didn't have any pants on.
Because I was trying to
He
fix the
broke-
zipper.
Broke his zipper in his pants. Best thing about it is, what was it? A week after that?
Oh, yeah, same
maybe.
thing.
He comes walking out with another pair of pants that he's got to take to get fixed. Because
Well, no, I was
broke the
actually
zipper.
covering my crotch area at that time, saying, "Hey, we're gonna have to run by the house before we go to lunch if that's the case, because I got to change these pants because we busted another zipper."
for
But
some reason,
there-
zippers just blow out in the
There's
pants.
a very nice lady, I guess, that works for one of the cleaners that replaced both those zippers last week. It only took her like 7 days. But going back to that, the sewing machine. I mean,
Right.
there's so many people that don't even probably know what a sewing machine looks like
Oh,
in this
yeah.
generation. So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the rise of, I guess, professional and service industry people, there are a lot of people who don't know some of those really basic things. Because it's not like people train for it. You know,
Right.
we don't really have home ec or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm sure we have classes, but it's not,
Not the same.
yeah.
It's just not the same.
That's one of the fun things about the actual book, World War Z, is it's really different than the movie. It's sort of like a chronicle of people going through this
like
apocalypse.
about the zombies?
Yeah, and then rebuilding society afterward.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of like a series of interviews with people who lived through it, right?
The movie was great.
Sure, but this was
Except
more like
they
this
were
was
super fast in there, and that scared me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I thought they were
And they
always.
climbed on top of each other.
Yeah, one of the points he makes in the book is, you know, you would have while they were rebuilding society, all these people who had been, you know, big time media moguls who had to then listen to the person who used to be their maid, because their maid knows how to do stuff,
Right. Kind of a weird thing.
and now their maid is their boss because they're
Right.
like, hey, you know,
Oh, how
we
the
have got to
tables have
plant these
turned.
crops. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right, well, here's my last one.
Okay.
1877. The phonograph was invented.
Hey, speaking of vinyl,
Yeah, there we go.
I bet they could hear the difference.
Probably. Probably. Old Thomas Alva Edison. It's kind of a sweet name.
Yeah.
Alva. Stuff going off crazy over
Is that
here.
yours? That's your phone.
Yeah,
Just
it's
checking to
always.
see if it was mine.
Yeah. So,
Do we have any idea what we're going to do for a top 10 today?
of course we do.
Oh, good. 'Cause
Jeff, would I ever go into one of these unprepared?
Yes.
Don't answer that honestly.
He just did. He said yes.
In honor of the phonograph being invented and the patent on the sewing machine, we're going to do movies, top 10 movies that were based around an invention.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah, because there's some really fun ones out there. And I think our graphics are working. I love it.
They're working. That one had audio too. We couldn't
I
hear it in
am
here,
willing to bet that there's even a couple of them that will make our list for like the 4th time in a row.
but- let's see.
Yeah.
Movies that have to do with inventions.
Movies that are centered around an invention.
Movies centered around an invention. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
I think I can. I mean, I can think of one. You have to say Alva like Schwarzenegger, says my brother.
According to Juan Carlos.
Alva.
Alva.
Alva. Man, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Speaking of that, thanks for derailing us. I watched a great powerlifting documentary last night.
Really?
You and your documentaries.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
I
man,
love them.
documentaries are great.
I love them. I watch documentaries all the time because I just learned so much, and it's just fascinating to me to hear how so many things kind of take off and get started and evolve that you never knew about. But anyways, it's called West Side versus the World.
Oh,
I think,
thought you were
or
gonna
West
say West
Side.
Side Story.
Hey.
I was like,
No,
that's
it's
a
not.
movie.
But
So
that is a good movie.
So we already have a suggestion
But it's on Netflix.
about
Did we get one?
movies that center around inventions.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually one of my very favorite movies.
Back to the top 10. Let's do it. Kick it
Let's
off
do
with
it.
it.
All right. It's Hudsucker Proxy.
What? Never even
I
heard of
You
it.
guys have
I
never
haven't
even heard
heard
of
of
it?
that. No.
It's a
Never.
Coen Brothers movie.
Heard of it.
Coen Brothers movie. I really do wish that I didn't have to tell you what it is that he invents in this movie, because he spends
Oh, does it
pretty much
ruin
the
it?
end. The character is, it's in the 50s, Manhattan,
Is that?
and it's the Coen Brothers, so it's a comedy.
So it's phenomenal.
Yeah, Tim Robbins. He has this meteoric rise to be the CEO of a. I'm going to switch to it as soon as this other thing stops. Meteoric rise becomes the CEO of this company because they want to make the stocks fall. Right? He starts working in the mailroom, and they want to get rid of the stocks, and they think he's a complete idiot because he has this big idea, and every time he pulls it out of his pocket, it's just a circle on a piece of paper. He's like, I'm gonna get out of this mailroom, and he shows people, and he goes, for kids, and everybody's just like, this moron.
Is this guy committing suicide right
That's
here?
how the movie starts. Yeah.
Okay.
But he wants to tank the stocks.
The Paul Newman's character wants to tank the stocks
Why?
because he wants to be able to buy them all
Is that
up.
Danny DeVito?
Oh, okay.
So he makes
he wants
this
to tank
guy
them to
who
take
everybody
over the
thinks is a moron the head of the company.
Or the company. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not.
He's not, because his invention is the
circle.
hula hoop.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Spoilers, everyone. Sorry.
That's
And
good.
there's some really great actors in this. They're
Yeah,
young.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heard
It does, sir.
Everybody's just like,
everybody's face.
That's awesome.
I mean,
I'm
you
going to have
have
to watch
to-
that just to see this, because that looks
it's
really
a really phenomenal
you
movie.
have
Jennifer
to imagine,
Jason
though,
Lee
that
in
that's
this movie.
the look on so many people's face when the guy who invented the hula hoop was like, "It's a circle." And
Yeah.
they're just like,
good. You're like,
Everybody's just
what?
like-
And then all of a sudden it is like probably one of the most iconic
Absolutely,
inventions ever.
absolutely unpopular.
So
It's such a funny movie. Jennifer Jason Lee speaks so quickly in this movie, but she does one of those mid-Atlantic accents, as though
Look at
it
the
were
eyebrows
it were
on that
yeah,
guy.
it's just
Lord.
it's such a wonderful movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Hudsucker Proxy. All right.
I still remember the first time I saw this movie.
Proxy.
It is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, one of my favorites. That's probably why my brother suggested it.
At least your brother knows you.
He does.
All right. So where are you going?
I'm gonna have to go with a safe bet for
Okay.
number one, and I'm gonna have to say all of the Iron Man movies,
Oh,
just because they're all based off of the first one. Kind of, they all have to do with it, where he invented the Iron Man suit.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do every suit up scene. How about that?
If there is one of the coolest inventions ever in the world that could be real, that would be it. Can you imagine making your own Iron Man suit?
I mean, that would be phenomenal, actually.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
So
Right? Yeah, just welding a bunch of metal together, making a big suit, and then turning it into that.
Yeah.
I just like the idea in all of the Iron Man movies and all of the Marvel movies that deal with him, that he has all of these, like, additional weird suits
Yeah.
that all do these specific
I mean,
things.
it's interesting to think about the fact that they sort of just reveal it in the middle of the movies, where he's like,
Right.
send out this one, and you're like,
yeah, it's
this
like,
man
hey,
has like 20 suits.
yeah, it's like release Mark 14, and it's like,
What?
wait, I wonder what Mark 12 was. So you get to see all of these different
Iterations
suit
of-
inventions, yeah, and different things.
So, our receptionist Savannah has been watching all the Marvel movies because she
Oh,
never
yeah,
really
she's
had.
trying
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
catch up on them.
Yeah.
She's trying to catch up. It's been really fun to watch through the first couple of movies. She's like, Tony Stark is such an arrogant jerk, you know,
Like-
such a jerk. And
Yeah,
then
he
it gets
is.
to the Avengers, and by the end of Avengers, she's like, I love Tony Stark.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, I mean, what does he describe himself as? Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist?
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like this is sacrilege, but he's sort of like the cool Batman.
The cool Batman. Wow.
Right?
Uh-huh. I mean, both.
They have exactly the same superpower.
Right. They're just rich.
That's it.
That's it. They're rich and smart. Tony Stark's smarter than Bruce Wayne, though.
That's it. Because he can actually invent all these things.
Yeah.
And rather than go through all the work of training himself, he's like, yeah, you know what?
I'm just going to wear a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he also had to wear the suit because of the shrapnel in his heart.
Yes. So what was
Yeah,
killing
he did.
him gave him his power.
Yeah.
That's Stan Lee in his writing.
I know.
You know,
I know, totally
that
right.
guy.
All right, so
right.
inventions. So I'm going to go this route because it was actually a really good movie. Steve Jobs.
Oh,
If you
nice.
saw that with his portrayal of the Apple computers and starting Apple and all that. I'm trying to think of the individual's name who played him in the movie. But he did a really good job, I thought, of playing Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
So-
He's a really good actor.
And I can't think of
And
his
right
name
now, I can't think of his
Yeah,
name either.
neither one of us is like,
he's-
we got derailed.
he's
our
got
minds,
that,
so.
I know it's a German name.
But yeah, he
Also Magneto.
he did a really good job. Oh, that's right. He did play Magneto.
And
X-Men.
David in the last two
Yeah.
Alien movies.
But he looked so much like Steve Jobs. They did a really good job of turning him into Steve Jobs.
That's cool.
But yeah, those old MacBooks, you remember, or those Mac computers, the
Yeah.
ones that glowed.
Yeah, I remember all of them.
So the iMac, that's what it was called. So.
I remember like the first time I used a mouse, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy.
Like,
That's a crazy way to interact with one of these
Mm.
things."
I remember whenever I went to Abilene Christian, went to the computer lab for study.
Yeah.
Because we had study hall, and you had to go to the computer lab in the library, and we had nothing but those little Macs, those little square Macs.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what you worked on.
Yeah, they were
It's just
they were the
it's
computers to have,
crazy,
man.
Yeah, at that time.
I think I there's definitely a generational difference between people who used computers that you could destroy if you turned off the wrong way.
Oh, right.
Sure.
And like the entire age of computers after that.
Yeah.
Because I remember that transition in my life. Because I was totally afraid of computers. Until I had a friend who said, it's not like it used to be.
Right.
Like, you
if you
can-
unplug it while
can
it's
just-
on, it's fine.
It's going to be okay.
It'll just come right back.
And then, he walked me through it, and we took the computer apart. And thanks to that, I learned a lot about computers.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Yeah,
I
because
would never.
before that, you unplug it while it's on, and now you've
I
got a
would-
40-pound
yeah,
paperweight.
Yeah, I would never have had the.
Yeah, just not fun.
Yeah, it was too scary.
Not a good time.
Super scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good suggestion. I am trying to think of.
You got another one?
It's been on our list so many times.
That's what I was
Oh,
saying. There's
yeah.
going to be some that, or there's probably one for sure that's
Yeah.
been on like every list we have, and it shows what an amazing movie it is.
Yeah.
I mean, go with it if
You know
want
what?
to.
You know what I'm going to go
It's
with,
fair.
actually? I'm going to go with. It's kind of a hard movie to watch sometimes. Mm-hmm. At least the first time you watch it, because it's so slow. But 2001: A Space Odyssey
Ooh, I haven't seen this in a while.
centers around a couple of inventions. Mm-hmm. But when I first tried to watch this movie, I could not get into it. I was maybe too young. But it wasn't until I was at least in my 20s that I watched it again and realized just how scary HAL 9000 is. Just how scary of a concept that whole thing is. I mean, this movie centers around a couple of different inventions, but as far as the plot's concerned, just the AI, the fact that when you learn in the sequel that HAL 9000 sort of decided that what it needed to do was protect the mission because the humans were lying.
Yeah, it's like,
You know
that's
what?
kind of scary.
In order to complete this mission, we don't actually need these guys.
Right.
And that's sort of the central premise behind most scary things about AI.
Yeah.
Is the computer could just decide, You know,
We don't
I gotta
need
be
these
honest. This
human things
entire
anymore.
endeavor would be better off without you idiots,
Yeah, let's just cut them out.
without you volatile
Okay.
wackos screwing it all up for us. So we're just gonna get rid of you.
I don't think I'm ready to do that, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah.
William's got one.
He's got one.
And I'm sure
He's
that's
got-
the one that's on the
That's
list
the one
we're
that I
talking
was.
about.
Yeah,
You're
that I
ready
was sort
for
of
it. Are you
afraid
ready
to.
for this one?
Sure, I'm ready.
All
Bring
right.
it.
William, who everybody calls Robbie.
Yeah.
Here, I just have to show this part. I love it.
Oh,
It's full of stars.
Space
All
Odyssey.
right. So his suggestion, and the one that I was going to mention before, but
But he went the other route just to save us from having to put it on every
Yeah.
list that we've put it on
thanks,
ever.
thanks, Robbie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'll take a guess that there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
called Back to the Future, Part 1, 2, and
That's
3.
what it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it
Yeah.
is. And
As he put it, sweet time traveling DeLorean.
yeah,
I mean,
I like it.
Yeah,
it's absolutely perfect.
I didn't
And
bring this one up because I was like, maybe I could do another movie about time travel, and I'm like, there has never been a good movie made about the time machine.
It's
I don't
just
think-
so funny to me.
Hot Tub
how-
Time Machine was not one of your
Oh,
favorites?
hey, wow,
Oh,
that
yeah,
one could have
actually,
been.
Hot Tub Time Machine was pretty good. It's so funny to me how we don't plan these clearly. We
Yeah.
derail ourselves into these lists,
Yeah.
but all of these just random lists that we'll come up with, and somehow Back to the Future
It belongs-
makes it into like
Yeah.
8 out of 10 of them.
It does.
You know,
Best movies with a shaggy dog in them.
I'm gonna go
Top
with
10
the
movies-
Shaggy Dog
Top
on
10
that one.
movies with a.
Best movie with a padded vest.
Yeah. What are you, a sailor?
We had
are you, in
we
the
had a
Coast Guard?
movie about sharks.
Yeah.
It's made it into.
Yeah, how did
Oh, that's right. Because of-
how did Back to the Future get into shark movies? Yeah. So.
Jaws 13
yeah.
or whatever.
See, look, the dog was even turning his head. I was looking at it like, what?
Yeah,
What you guys
it's-
talking about?
That's
Oh,
funny.
it's just so good.
Yeah,
it's
it's,
hard to
really a
beat.
fun movie.
Nothing like a puffer vest.
When they had the 30th anniversary of this, I watched these all back to back.
Actually,
for a little while.
when a local theater did the 80s movies, we went and saw Back to the Future in the theater, which was cool to
That's
see
cool,
it again.
yeah.
It was, again, kind of like the songs took me back to the 80s. I was back in North Hills
Yeah.
Mall in Fort Worth watching Back to the Future.
North Hills Mall. That's where that adventure definitely could have taken place.
Not Twin Pines, because that's where
Right.
it actually was in the theater. So, all right.
There's just so many subtle things
'Cause you're
in the
derailing
writing.
us so
in the
bad.
writing.
Oh, I just thought
through
of one
all of
now.
these when they're talking about he's trying to breed trees. He's got this crazy idea.
It's so funny,
There's
right?
just so
He
many
runs right
good-
over the trees.
Look, JCPenney, shameless plug.
Yeah.
In the back of that.
I don't know why it is that every time I go to this video, I seem to select the one that's
That's reversed.
yeah.
That's flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
All
love
right.
that movie.
So I have
Very good.
one. I have one that y'all probably are not even close to.
Okay.
Or you may not even have seen. Tucker, the Man in His Dream. Have you seen it? Do you know?
Nope.
You know what? I haven't seen it, but that was one of the first ones that came to mind. I just didn't want to list it because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So it was about the guy that invented the Hudson Hornet, the vehicle, which is named in what movie? You should know this having a child, Cody.
I don't know. I have no idea.
The Hudson Hornet is the old man in Cars.
Oh,
The dirt track
okay.
racer. He was a Hudson Hornet.
Nice.
So this is about the man who invented the Hudson Hornet.
you know, for kids.
Oh, cool. Oh, man. Christian
vehicle.
Slater,
It's
too.
a really cool looking.
So
That is a really cool looking vehicle.
yeah,
right there.
Jeff Bridges back in the day. So he called it the Tucker Torpedo, but it's based on the
Hudson
manufacturer of the Hudson Hornet. So
Hornet. My dad's been working on a Hudson for feels like 10 years, maybe longer.
yeah.
Yeah.
1936 Hudson Terraplane. Yeah.
But he called it the Tucker Torpedo. But it was a good movie. Jeff Bridges
pretty
back
cool.
in the day.
Huh. Jeff
Yeah,
Bridges
something different
can be pretty good. Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you think about that too, and they still have those rollouts of those cars like that. You know, I think they just came out with a new BMW concept car that's pretty cool to look at. I always liked going. That was one of my favorite things at the State Fair of Texas.
Yeah.
Was to go into the auto building and see all the new vehicles that were coming out for the next year.
I think
You know,
concept
'cause they
cars are a
always-
lot of fun.
They always unveiled those, and you got to see the concept cars or the newest truck for the next year, the newest whatever.
Yeah.
So
Concept cars are super fun.
Yep.
It's always sad that you just end up forgetting about them, and they
Sometimes
don't end up
they're
becoming
just
like
a
production
concept,
cars.
huh?
Yeah.
Yep. It's like that concept plane we saw.
Yeah. They don't even know how to make
Wish
it
they'd
work.
make that thing.
And speaking of concept planes, Uber is getting. I mean, they're really trying to push for next year in 2020 to have flying Ubers.
That's pretty cool.
Actual car.
Now, I know that
flight things.
We
so.
discussed that at some point, and we were worried about we thought they were pilotless, but I don't think that's what they're going for.
Well,
and they
are
probably at some
eventually.
point in the future.
But right now they're looking at having at least some kind of pilot or person in the vehicle that could take control if there was an issue. So
Yeah, I mean, you kind of seen the writing on the wall forever, though. If you look back with Bell Helicopter making Ospreys, with a vertical takeoff,
people have
and
always
then
been trying to
it
make
can go change its blade direction. I mean,
some kind
we've
of
always wanted to fly.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
wanted to fly.
We like it.
Yeah.
Although, drivers, it's difficult enough in 2 dimensions.
yeah. Don't give them more options.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one. An old one.
Okay.
The Absent-Minded Professor.
Oh, fun.
Oh, nice. That's a great movie.
Yeah. So the newer
The Jerry
one.
Lewis one, right?
No, Jerry Lewis wasn't in this one. It
He's
was
talking about the
61.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Fred McMurray.
which was a great actor. Love Fred McMurray.
Yeah. So the newer one with Robin Williams called Flubber was
Right,
the
okay.
remake of The Absent-Minded Professor. And yeah, he basically invents Flubber, which is fun. And does all sorts of fun things with it. And it's been forever since I've seen it, but I loved this along with all the other movies around that time. The Shaggy Dog, I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
All the others.
It was all
from
those
that era.
films that were so popular at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Good time.
That's fun.
What an old one.
Walt Disney. Imagine that it was a Disney film.
Right? Surprise, surprise. Their tagline is good, too. The funniest discovery since laughter. Not bad.
What does Flubber do? Is it like vulcanized rubber?
Anything and everything.
Super rubber?
Whatever Flubber wants to do.
Was this like the prequel to The Blob?
No,
I don't
because
think
Flubber
so.
Was not. It wasn't going to.
I'm totally
beat you.
joking. It does whatever it wants
That's the
to do.
scary side of Flubber. It just goes and kills everybody.
Oh, hey. My brother has a suggestion since you were talking about concept cars.
Oh, right.
As journalists, you should be able to get passes to SEMA, S-E-M-A, in Las Vegas to see the cool cars.
Yep, that's true.
He's probably urging me to do that. My brother is.
He's
my brother's
telling you, hey,
he's
like,
maybe
hey,
you should do
he's
that.
a mechanic.
And I will go with you.
Yeah, he's a mechanic. He knows cars.
I will be
inside
your
and out.
grip, Jeff, is what he's saying.
He's, maybe I should look into that.
And I've tried to do that a couple of times, pull the old journalist card to get into certain things or
Yeah.
whatever, and they're like, oh, what story are you working on?
And be like, oh, well, it's none of your business. I'll tell you when
Right.
it's done.
I can't reveal my sources.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with, let me pull up the trailer for this.
Got your next one, huh?
Got my next one.
Okay.
I'm going to go with The Rocketeer.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Another
Super fun movie.
about flying.
Yeah.
Humans
as soon as
really
this
want to
is-
fly.
Man.
Yeah, they do.
Should find a better video source than YouTube. Gotta wait for those ads.
Yeah. Because we're not
Um,
playing those ads.
Good heavens. All right. Yeah, we're playing ads for movies that aren't out anymore.
Yeah. Lame.
So The Rocketeer. About a jetpack.
when-
Guy with a jetpack.
Oh, yeah.
When was this? 90s?
Yeah, 91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing about Rocketeer is based on a comic that was done in the late 80s, early 90s. And the guy who illustrated it
James
had
Bond,
had this
isn't it?
sweet design sense because it's just all really Art Deco and cool looking. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was just like, that's just crazy. I guess the trailer's going to take its time getting to it, though.
Yeah,
it
there's the
is.
jetpack.
Oh, there's the pack.
Uh-huh.
There's the jetpack.
Back in the day.
Ooh.
I always just thought if you were wearing a jetpack, wouldn't you just catch the back of your legs on fire?
I think
That's always the thing, right?
that's pretty much exactly what you would do. But see, his helmet acts as a steering mechanism. Pretty cool. Also made by Disney.
It's the
speaking
way
of which.
that you know, flex your legs.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's what'll save you. Look, popcorn.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Good movie.
Rocketeer was a good
Man,
movie.
skips
Lot of
across
fun.
the water,
And
too.
I referenced it real quick. This is not going to be my next pick, but any James Bond movie, you have to almost say inventions.
Oh, they
because
are
of-
inventions.
Oh, yeah,
movies.
because of all
Yeah.
of his
all
inventions.
of his gadgets
yeah.
and whatnot. And if you watched CBS this morning, I don't remember what day it was. A couple of days ago, they actually got to drive the Aston Martin.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's
from,
cool. I
bet that was
from
fun.
James Bond.
Wow.
And the certain things in there actually work. Like they had the machine gun turrets that actually came out in front of.
Nice.
It still does it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's just sound.
Right.
But it actually opens the light and the gun turret pops
That's
out.
cool.
So those are always cool.
Nice.
All right, but my next pick here. Let me pull this back up so I can see it because I got to remember. I'm gonna go with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Right.
Invention of the Shrinking Ray.
Yes.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is a great movie. So
Yeah, that's super fun.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
such a great movie.
Man.
I remember watching that as a kid when the older kid in the movie saves the younger one, or saves the girl, I think, when she nearly drowns, right? And I was just thinking, man, how cool is that kid?
It's fun to
totally
look at
just
some of
saved
these
her
movies
life.
and see all the actors who were in them.
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis sort of dropped out of everything. But
Yeah,
he was
there
he was
ended up
getting
being like
He made
four of these,
He made
right?
his fame off of Ghostbusters. What does he care? He was good. Are you the gatekeeper?
I'm the keymaster.
Yeah, that's all. He was good from that point on.
yeah.
So
Loved it.
Yeah. Little Shop of Horrors, all that.
yeah. He had it.
yeah.
I mean, and it's crazy to think about that too. Just to derail us even more, if you go think of the actors that have had runs like over 5 to 10 years. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They'll make a bunch of movies, and he's so like Liam Neeson for that matter. He has all those popular shows that he was in, and
Yeah.
then you kind of go, well, where'd Liam Neeson go?
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh,
I
see,
made my
yeah,
money.
she
I'm,
was
I'm
about to
out. So
drown.
Rick Moranis did all of his right there, and then
Oh man.
kind of just faded off. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Guttenberg. Cody's in here too.
Man, I want to
Cody
write
Adams.
B.
I think I was just looking. His daughter looked like.
Did you recognize
Somebody
her
who's-
as somebody?
Yeah, maybe I might be wrong.
Ride that ant.
Yeah, Auntie. Wasn't that his name?
I don't remember.
Never mind.
Yeah.
It wasn't her.
No, it wasn't somebody who I thought. Yeah, I really really loved this movie when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
it was great.
So good.
A lot of fun to watch. He's so good at that
Trying to
character too. He's pretty great at it. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Love it.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Okay. I'm trying to decide. Man, do I have time for two more, or do I need to give my final one here? What do you think? Here, okay. I'll just throw one out before I throw my final one out.
All right.
I'm going to throw out The Social Network.
Oh.
Okay.
And the reason I throw this movie out is for
Can we just throw out the social network?
my burning hatred of Facebook. So,
The face space, as you like to call it.
yeah, face-based. It's unreal how much Facebook controls everything.
Oh, look, they shut down our stream. I'm kidding.
Oh man, I didn't
All of
plug
a
them
sudden.
properly.
Unplugged this.
As a movie, great movie, really,
Yeah.
really good. Fun to watch and see the history of it and see how it, came to fruition and how it was made and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I hate it. It's horrible.
Hate is such a strong word. You should not use that in this day.
Is there one that conveys something stronger than hate? Because that's what I would use. For
Hate Facebook?
For Facebook, yeah.
I mean, I'm more or less ambivalent. I like that there's an easy place for people to share what they think and to share things about themselves with friends.
Yeah,
And
see, I think the problem
um,
with it is it makes people think that people care about their opinions.
Yeah. It's not as... I mean, I think
I mean,
I have friends who are willing to discuss things a little more openly. Like, we've sort of always
like
been that
be
way
able
since
to
we
agree
were...
to disagree?
Yeah,
and
we can
discuss.
argue with each other.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we're in some pretty polarized times right now. So I don't know. It's hard because things like Twitter and Facebook, people aren't necessarily the way that they are. Like, Twitter's not real life, even though everybody seems to think it is.
Right.
What?
And Facebook, I think people are more likely to actually speak with their friends. But, I mean, I've lost quite a few friends on Facebook over the last couple of years. You know?
Uh-huh.
There are... It's weird, though, because it has sort of revealed that we're in a time where politically there are a lot of things that... A lot of, I guess, opinions where people totally draw the line.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
And
it's crazy.
They just see it as a total incompatibility of...
Yeah, I mean, that's what's always been so crazy to me. It's like David said, I mean, I don't know. I've always been kind of that person where it's like, okay, well, agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You know, like you're literally that end of the spectrum, and I'm over here, but it doesn't really change anything for me. You know?
Right.
And I think we see that less and less, especially on public forums like Facebook.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And of course, it is going to be like that. It's easier for somebody to really say what they want to say when they don't have to say it in person.
Right.
You know, when they can
Yeah, that's
just,
the way the internet has always
right. And yeah, that's not Facebook. That's the internet.
Yeah.
You know, that's
been.
behind your computer.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing for everybody to be able to do that. Just
Right.
like you wouldn't talk about religion and politics back in the day in a party setting.
Right.
Now, I mean, everybody feels like they can spew politics, religion, whatever they want, wherever, because even though it's a social setting, just the same thing as a party back in the day. You wouldn't
Right.
go to a social setting and bring those topics up.
Right.
And now they just feel like they can wherever.
Yeah.
And
But
it's a social network.
as far as invention by itself, I mean, you could call it an invention, I guess, a website or social platform.
Yeah, it's a way of using a website.
Yeah, I guess could be this invention. And I mean, it's wildly popular and doesn't seem to be,
Going anywhere?
doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
I mean, it's to the
even
extent
with
that,
all the others popping up, you know, like you said.
Yeah, and it's been around long enough that people are like, younger people are like, I don't know if I want to use Facebook because that's where my parents are.
Yeah, they're kind of moving away from it, right? Yeah, and that's exactly how it is. A lot of the younger generation isn't on it. They're on
Right.
Twitter, and Instagram, and Snapchat, and all these other social platforms, and
Yeah.
not on Facebook. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. But
Well, I'm going to go back with another fictional invention. Ghostbusters.
ooh, proton packs.
That's right. Proton packs and whatever the containment thing is.
Yeah,
Don't shut that off.
yeah.
The bricks.
Yeah.
What a great movie. There are so many comedic moments in there that, like right in the beginning, when they're going pretty close to the beginning, when he first encounters like Slimer.
We got one!
Just a lot of great stuff in this movie.
I love when she's just overworked so much and she answers the phone. Ghostbusters, what do you want? So true. She's literally worked to the bone.
Yeah.
Bill Murray was so great in this
So
movie.
there it is.
Yeah.
I love this part. It's just
Oh!
yeah.
Nice shooting, Tex.
What a great movie.
Oh, yeah. Too good.
Across the streams. That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Bill Murray is, at this point, he's...
Again, a run of movies. You had
Yeah.
Caddyshack, you had
Yeah.
Ghostbusters
yeah.
in there.
And
Those,
that was-
those actors that had those runs.
that was... Why can't I think of the name of the director?
Harold Ramis.
Ramis,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, he did. He had a whole run of movies that... His son is doing the remake
Real
of this.
Wrath of God type of
Yeah.
stuff.
And Paul Rudd's going to be
Cats
in
and
it.
dogs living together.
But I was going to say that Bill Murray is probably the only actor in my life that I've witnessed rise to the status of, like, almost legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just not even...
Yeah, I mean, he got to play himself in Zombieland.
People like him so much that they're you don't know if they're making up these stories on the internet, but he does wild things, and they're like, at the end of the story he says, nobody will ever believe you. And
Yeah.
I kind of believe it.
I think we just got to end on that note.
Well,
Yeah, we
I
do
have
actually.
to throw my last one out before we go.
Throw it out.
I'll give him the title, Young Frankenstein.
Nice.
Okay.
And I thought of it just because the other day we were talking about Madeline Kahn.
Sure.
And
What a wonderful
one of
movie.
my favorite Madeline Kahn movies.
I kind of wish
Young
I could play us
Frankenstein.
out with putting on the Ritz, but
Yeah,
you
it's too
can't.
good. If you haven't
can't.
seen Young Frankenstein, go watch it. It's at the top of my list
Mine
for sure.
is a animated.
Is it?
Robots. If you saw
Nice.
Robots.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
like that.
There you go.
I always enjoyed that movie for an animated film.
Yeah.
And
so
inventions, because he invented
Robots,
all kinds of stuff.
Ghostbusters, and Young
Young
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
There you go. Top
Pretty
three.
awesome.
You
Hey.
should go watch them.
Very good.
We're out of time.
All right.
That's it.
So now that we've been derailed,
Oh my goodness.
speaking of Madeline Kahn,
There's the train right there. He's going to get on
let's
it.
just derail from here.
Gene Wilder.
We,
Phenomenal.
Igor.
too good.
I should just shut off
Where's
the
he
audio and then
looking?
I'll end this.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. We're back again tomorrow at 11. And don't miss CB Crossover today at 3 o'clock.
All right.
See you.